Now, all right. So good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to see all of you here today. Happy Hump Day. Hey, Rick, how are you? So first of all, I want to introduce our new team member, and now she disappeared. Cecily, where are you?
I had to heat up my coffee.
Cecily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am Cecily Nelson. I have just relocated back from West Sacramento. Happy to be home. I used to work with Shannon at our old brokerage of C21. That's how she and I have come to know each other over the years. I've been an agent since 2014, and let's see, prior to that, I was in marketing for MLaw 100 law firms in San Diego and Chicago. And I guess that's it. Yeah.
Well, is that your bird in the background?
My bird is in the background. He isn't
He's beeping
right now, but yeah, you might hear him. I'll try to mute. Donna's referring to our African gray parrot. So we've had him for quite a while. He's 23, so yeah, that's our baby.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here. And we have Louisa who's joining our meeting. She's considering joining our team. So I won't put her on the spot today. If she decides to join, then I'll put her on the spot to introduce herself. But I wanted to, everybody can mute themselves. This will be a little bit easier. I'm going to introduce Rick Barabee. Rick Barabee is our Vice President of Sales. He's also our company coach. And so, Rick, are you there? Take it away.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Where are you? In Pkwy?
Yes.
Oh,
Italy.
Oh, Italy? All right. I can't do an Italian. I can't do an Italian accent, but I can do a French one. All right. That looks like that's a very nice custom background you have there. Good job.
I was trying to get everyone, I think everyone forgot, and I forgot to remind them to have some fun background, but if you don't have a blank wall, you kind of disappear into the background. So it is what it is. Yeah, but I wanted Rick to talk today about for sale by owners and some scripting that we might, first of all, working with them, and secondly, some scripting that we can do in this time, because I feel like it's super important for us to, of course, build our listings and also be sensitive to what's happening all around us with the COVID stuff. So what do you say, Rick?
Oh, I say it's time to get off the sidelines. Can you see me okay? It's time to get off the sidelines if you are, and start doing stuff. And a for sale by owner is just one area to do it. And so I agree with you 100%. But here's what I figured out by being in real estate for 35 years and coaching 25 of them now is there's no bad time to take listings. It's always good. It's like saying, one of my sayings is, money makes nothing worse. Let that one sink in. People go, well, you pay more taxes, but you have more money. You know, money makes that's not a shallow comment. It's a fact. All right. So, and listings are where it's at. Okay. I got to tell them a funny story. So when I used to, and I still mention this in my success series, but there was now I'm not recommending you rob banks, but there's a famous bank robber named Willie Sutton. Anybody recognize that name? Willie Sutton. He was the first guy ever interviewed on TV, live from jail after they caught him. And the first question the reporter asked him was, so Willie, why do you, that's a tongue twister, why do you rob banks? And I loved his answer. He goes, because that's where they keep the money. And so anytime I think of listings, I always think of that. Why do you want listings? Because that's where they keep the money. Your job is better when you take listings. Now, unfortunately, it's a tough thing to get into the groove to do, but it's not impossible, and every one of you should do it, all right? If you want buyers, think about it. If you want buyers, have listings. You want to make sales, have listings. You want to have an incredible career? Have listings. You want to be in control? Have lists. There's no bad thing about taking listings, ever, unless you take them overpriced and have unmotivated sellers. But I'm talking about saleable listings. So the first thing I think you all should do is start calling your sphere. If you haven't done it in a while, call your sphere. Get in touch with everybody. Find out what's going on. But I will tell you that for sale by owners are a great source. Now, I have a little something called the Book of Everything. It's my script book. In the Book of Everything, there's a FSBO script, and it just goes like this. I call them, hi. Now, I always call them when they're brand spanking new, all right? I started doing this when I would buy my local Sunday newspaper. I would take the real estate section out on Sunday, throw the rest of it away because I don't read newspapers, and put it in my car. And then when I got to the work on Monday, I would open it up and I would start calling the FSBOs. Usually I didn't have to call the FSBOs any more than Monday or Tuesday because I went on 2 FSBO previews every single week. Now I know what you're thinking, but you can't preview them now because you can preview them digitally. Every seller today has incredible pictures of their home if they're for sale by owner. Some of them even have virtual tours. So I would say to them, well, I'll get into that. So I call up and now remember, they're brand spanking new. First week they've advertised, okay? Because here's what I know as a real estate agent. I never tell the seller this, that they're on the market about 6 weeks. Now, here's what my mind tells me. That means they need 6 weeks to fail. So I use that 6 weeks to win them over, all right? I don't go in there and hammer them. I let them fail on their own time. That's what I do, all right? Now, these are NAR stats I'm giving you, by the way, all right? They're a few years old, actually. The newer stats are even better, okay? But they're so much better, they sound unbelievable, so I use my old stats. 94% of all for sale by owners end up using a real estate agent. It takes about 6 weeks. The 6% that actually sell themselves sacrifice 11 to 13% of their equity doing that. Those are all facts. So I never tell the seller that. I just want to know that. So I call them in week 1 and I go, hi, this is Rick Barabee with Berkshire Hathaway. I see you're on the market for sale by owner. Good for you. I'm simply calling to see if you're cooperating with real estate agents. Now, what can they say when I ask that question? Yeah, there's only 2 things they can say, yes or no, right? No. I love when they say no. I always go, no. Remember, repeat and approve always. By the way, Shannon, when you take a sip of your water, it's like translucent. Anyway, so I go, I say, okay, so no, I make it sound surprising. No, we're not. Okay, no, interesting. Well, what if I have a buyer willing to pay a price acceptable to you? What should I do then? I love the answer they give you when you say that. Well, you can bring them over here. Well, that's why I'm calling. All right. So, hi, this is Rick with Berkshire Hathaway. I see you're on the market for sale by owner. I add in, good for you. I'm simply calling to see if you're cooperating with real estate agents. That script is in the Book of Everything. No, interesting. What if I have a buyer willing to pay a price acceptable to you? Well, you can bring them over here. Well, that's why I'm calling. As a real estate professional, now normally they say yes, but let me tell you what yes sounds like. 70% of them or more say yes. Here's what yes sounds like. Yes. Okay, which almost never happens, by the way. But this is also yes. Well, we're going to try it a while on our own. Anything but no is yes. Trust me on this. We're going to try it a while. Doesn't matter what they say. Okay, so you're going to try it. You're going to interview a few people. Totally understand. I don't even go, like a lot of you go, well, I want to come over and talk to you about applying for the job. I don't do that. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it in a way that I know that works without being a commission breath salesperson. I don't like commission breath, and neither do sellers. It's stinky, it's smelly, it's repulsive. So I'll go, okay, Shannon. Okay, as a real estate professional in our area, I like to keep up with all the inventory, MLS, and for sale by owners. So I'm going to be in your area next Tuesday. Now, today I would probably change that. Okay, I would go to, hey, if you have really good pictures, could you send them all to me? All right, but I'm going to tell you, like even Dan Mum, I know California is a little bit more locked down than Nevada. Arizona is probably the most open. But like 5 weeks ago, he was going every one of his listing appointments were virtual. Now he's giving the seller the option. I can come over, or we can do it virtually. Which do you prefer? And 80% of them go, no, come over. We'll just observe social distancing. Okay, so maybe we're a couple weeks away in California from doing that, or maybe a month, I don't know. But I want to go over as soon as I can, because that's where the connection starts. But okay, you know, well, could you, if you have really good pictures, could you send them over? I'd really like to take a look at your home, okay, and then call you back and go over it with you. Does that sound okay? Great, here's my email address. So then I'm going to just go through the whole house with them, and I'm going to start making, I call it laying doubt droppings. That's what I call it. All right, I'm going to ask you questions, all right, like, you know, okay, so Shannon, while you're showing the house, I'm just curious, as a real estate agent, I know how I qualify buyers, but I mean, do you have them send you a commitment letter? Do you have them talk to your bank? I mean, I'm just curious, how are you going to handle that?
Aren't they all qualified if they're looking to buy?
That's a great question. Yes, but usually not the house they're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, you know why they're working as for sale by owners? Because they won't work with us. Because we'll only show them homes that they qualify to buy. And some people believe they can steal a home, so they go to the for sale by owners, right? Do you see what I'm saying? And it's exactly what I do when they say that to me. But this doesn't happen all at once. The first time I just call, send me the pictures, I call them back. What I'm doing is I'm playing along with their delusion that they can sell it themselves, basically is what I'm doing. And I do this, and then that'll come up, and I'll handle the qualifying. You know, really in today's market, you know who looks at it for sale by owner? I don't tell them this at first. This is one of the last conversations. Okay, by the way, if any of you want this little, in the book of everything is the FSBO script I just went through. In all these different stages, if you email my assistant Ida, I-D-A-M, just the letter I-D-A-M at Berkshire Hathaway, BHHSNV, like Nevada.com. I have a two-page explanation of this that you can get. And but better yet, go on my YouTube channel and just watch my whole thing about for sale by owners. You know, subscribe to my YouTube channel. What the hell? Okay, so, and I have these different conversations with them. And all I'm doing is, I call it laying doubt droppings. Because you start this, you think you can pull it off. Eventually you figure you can't. Remember, about 6% of them get lucky, all right? And then I have a listing appointment I'm going to go on. And look at, are they going to interview other people? Sometimes. Sometimes not. But I know I'm in first place if I take the time to do this. Every listing you take in your market, isn't that incredibly valuable? So so you got to be willing to put the time in to take listings. That's the key right there. It's a whole new skill set. Working, if you know your area and you know MLS forms, which in California, that's extensive. Okay, you need an incredible memory just for your forms. And I know I used to be licensed there. I was like, are you kidding me with these forms? So then you can take buyers out. But with sellers, it requires another step, and that's really becoming good at communicating. So while you're on my YouTube channel, watch a little one I call The Pattern, and it's all about asking good questions, repeating, approving, and asking the next question.
And so while I have you on here, I wanted to show the agents. Let me share my screen real quick. Where else besides the newspaper can you get for sale by owners? So if you, let me remove the boundary here, Zillow, and then if you do the drop down here and you just do by owner, take away pre-foreclosed and foreclosed, and you are, so here's your listings. Go get them. Get one day on the market in Irvine. And so because they're for sale by owners, I saw one yesterday that said, we don't want to work with agents, but we are cooperating. So, yeah. So just keep that in mind, you know, call them all and see what happens.
By the way, those are usually the easiest people to deal with. The reason they get a little crusty up front is because they know they're pushovers.
And we got the most in Hemet, you know, and those are generally seniors, so they probably need the help. Look at this one, 146 days on the market. They need some help. Jill, yeah, this is in your area.
And I think if you even include the make me moves, there's even more of them. There's another name in Zillow called Make Me Move.
Well, I didn't see the Make Me Moves this time around when I was looking last night.
I don't know how you get to that, but I know there's a way to get to it. But yeah, even start with the for sale by owners that have advertised and allow them to put a little red dot. I would start with them for sure. Oh, I just saw one coming soon. Maybe they changed it to coming soon. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, coming soon is now we have coming soon in our MLS. So that could very well be our MLS listings too now. So I would start with it for sale by owners, but check it every day because there's new ones every day that come on.
Yeah, and if you want to spend about $50 a month, there's another company called The Red X, and they'll send them right to your computer every day, all the new ones. And to me, that's a really inexpensive. If you're going to call them, it's very inexpensive to buy that. It's $50 a month.
I know that Lynette's been using the Red X with some success. She was doing expired first, and I think she was going to move on to for sale by owner. So good for her.
Yep, they're all good. I mean, think about this, folks. Okay, so this is I want you to think about this when it comes to expireds and for sale by owners. If you're working a farm, which a lot of people do in California, it's very popular, and you have a 5% turnover rate. I'm going to make the numbers easy for me because I'm not a math major. I have 1,000 homes in my farm. The turnover rate is 5%. Okay, that means there are 50 homes that are going to sell in my farm. Everybody with me so far? Okay, that's really 100 transactions because there's a listing sold and a buyer sale on each one, right? Okay, so you're calling 1,000 homes looking for 50 going, yep, you found me, it's me, yep, right? Think about that. Now, is that a valuable exercise? Of course it is. But when you call expireds and for sale by owners, they're all doing this. Yep, it's me. You're going right to the source. So should you have a farm? Yep. Should you call your sphere? Absolutely. Should you have a couple other sources that you go to that make you a little uncomfortable? Yes, you should. And expireds and FSBOs, they don't eat their young. Okay, they're not possessed by Satan. And once you call a few of them, you'll figure out it's really not that bad. And the ones that have to sell are usually the easiest to deal with. It's the ones that don't have to sell that give you a hard time.
Awesome. Any questions for Rick, you guys?
Any questions, comments? Really, if you want, right now, especially since I'm not traveling a lot, if you want some training, subscribe to my channel because every time I put a new video on, it'll notify you. They're short, to the point. Like right before I came in here, I just did a Facebook Live with Dan Mum. And you definitely want to listen to what he says because the kid last year sold 78 homes, his 4th year in the business. This year he's going to close over 100. He's got 2 assistants and himself. That's it. It's pretty amazing. But he's a prospector. He talks to people.
Yeah, I think he's awesome. I love listening to him because he's in the trenches. Not that I love listening to you too, Rick, but Dan's been really great.
Yes, I've been in the trenches and now I'm in the corporate office.
Trenches.
Yeah, corporate trenches, which in some ways is a little bit tougher to navigate, if you know what I'm saying.
All right. So I guess if no questions for Rick directly, we'll introduce. We've got Yvonne and Jody from Legendary Escrow visiting today as well. Hi, ladies.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. So how are you today? And tell us what's new in escrow.
Want me to start?
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank everybody because we, of course, due to the whole pandemic and everything going on, we did slow down a little bit. But these last couple weeks, all of a sudden in May, we're doing really, really great with our numbers, and that's coming from you guys. So we just want to definitely thank you so much for the business. And definitely remind you that we are here. We are in office. There are many offices, many companies, but also many escrow offices that are working from home. And luckily, we actually feel very fortunate that we are still able to come in and continue to work and have all of our resources at our fingertips. And so definitely just know that we are here in the office for you. So if you guys need anything, you call us, email us, however you would feel, however you want to communicate with us, but we are definitely here for you. And again, we just really wanted to thank you so much for the business. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. So that's
We appreciate you supporting our team for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you guys. Like I said, thank you for the return business. And if a lot of you know me, but if some new ones are on the call and you don't, I'm Jody. I'm the manager here in the Marietta office at Legendary. So again, it's nice to see your faces, and hopefully we'll get back to actually being able to be in the office with you in your meetings. So we definitely look forward to that. But again, yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
And Yvonne?
So I just wanted to give an update on the marketing forms. I sent them to Shannon so she can kind of distribute out to all the agents. There's one that talks about the tax relief, which is for corporations and individuals, and the deadlines for the IRS, which is beneficial for you, for us, your clients. In addition to that, we created the trifolds, and the trifolds are going to go over a bio of the escrow manager, so you can kind of get a feel of the background of who you are actually working with and who is actually managing that office. In addition to the sale type of transactions that they handle in that office, and if they're bilingual. So that's a huge plus, because not everybody knows what type of transactions are being handled at each location, and if they are a bilingual office. So beneficial information. In addition to that, I created an escrow questionnaire form, and I've also sent that to Shannon so that you guys can go over, there's certain questions on there that we want to know. We want to get your feedback and opinion. We value that. We are very appreciative towards all the business that you guys do give us. So if there's anything that we can, change for you, or if you're not even utilizing Legendary Escrow, how can we go ahead and switch and have you utilize Legendary Escrow services? So all these forms are with Shannon, and she can go ahead and distribute out to you guys. That's the most updated information I have for you guys. Feel free to reach out to me. You have my phone number, email. I'm available. Jody's available. If you need to get in contact with any of our other locations, everybody is available for you guys.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And I will be emailing you, our team, out all of those documents today. I apologize, I didn't have them readily available to upload to the chat, but they're really great documents when you're going on a listing presentation to discuss with your sellers, especially the pamphlet that I saw. It's got the trifold with Jody's information on there. So then they already know who your team is. So it's really great information for everybody to put in their listing presentation.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Any questions for the girls? Hey, well, it's nice seeing you ladies. Thanks for joining us today.
You too. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. All right, let's move on. And this is all about you guys. Tell me something good. What happened this week? Somebody's got some good news.
My house finally went into escrow, the one in Banning.
Oh, yay! Marianne, you guys have been working so hard. I see you at, the association meetings, pitching it, and I see, you had all the open houses before the COVID started, and so it's been a long time coming. So congratulations, that's awesome. Who else has good news?
Great job.
Thank you.
I had one go in escrow yesterday up in Julian.
Nice.
So a little log cabin in the woods. It's contingent on my Carlsbad listing selling, but we got an accepted offer, so fingers crossed.
Congratulations, that's good news.
Thank you.
We had some really great news that you guys are all aware of, that we donated the $1,650 to the Community Mission of Hope. Thank you, Donna, for dropping that off. They've sent a beautiful thank you note. I sent it out to all of you yesterday, but I also noticed that they republished our marketing piece on Facebook from their own Facebook page. So that was really nice of them to do that. I mean, of course, we gave them lots of money, but I gotta say that we pulled so much extra money together in just 1 week. I'm so proud of you guys for supporting the community that supports you. You guys did a great job. What else? Who else has good news?
Veronica and I do. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Yeah, Veronica and I, we leased Tucana, and our lease in Marietta, and then Monday we opened escrow on Tierra Vista.
Fantastic. Good
Yes,
news.
Yes, that was really good news. Happy.
I gotta say that the board for the month of May is really filling up quickly. I mean, we're only on the 12th day, and I know you guys haven't been coming in and filling it up, but I need to see the board fill. So every time I see you guys open a deal, I'm filling up the board. It looks really great. You should come in and visit me because I miss you. What else? Any other good news?
I had a good week. I got a new listing and I had 2 go into escrow on Monday and 1 yesterday.
My goodness.
Wow, that's great.
Wow, Jill, great
Yeah,
job.
good job.
Gotta get
That's
them
a
closed
great
now.
job.
That's awesome. All right. Any other good news before I move on? I'm going to keep it going here. All right. So I've got some new things to share with you today. Let me check off my list here. First, let's talk about something that's not so great. It's just kind of daunting. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. I don't see it. Where is it? I don't know where it went to. Maybe here. Let's see. This is not it, but this one is it. Okay, can you guys see this? OSHA COVID-19 industry guide?
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. This, I don't know if you guys seen this on CAR's website. To me, it's about, I don't know, 6 weeks kind of late, but this is our new OSHA real estate transaction guide that we're supposed to be using. Now, we have run this up to Gordon and the corporate office for the sake of guiding us on how we're supposed to do this, but I'm not going to go through all of this. I just wanted to show you, this is 10 pages, and it talks about how we're supposed to show properties during COVID. And this is why I'm so upset, because I think that it's incredibly late. Like, we've already been doing this. And some of the things that they're asking us to do, wipe down everything, wash our hands the minute we walk in the door. It's kind of ridiculous. And then we're supposed to also post posters on the outside of our listings to give everybody information about.
Oh, hey, good. How are you?
Oh, turn off your speaker, somebody.
Yeah, I'm just used to doing it. Yeah.
Anyway, so this is what the guidelines that we have. Let me see if I could.
Is there a copy of the poster they want us to post, or are they saying that this is what we have to be posting?
No, there is a copy. I couldn't find it quickly yesterday, but I've seen it. It's like 4 different posters. They're kind of like cartoonish looking. It's like wash your hands, cover your mouth when you cough, the usual things that we've been told to do during this time. So I'm going to share this with you guys, and you can read it because it's 10 pages of reading, but it also has instructions on how we can reopen the office. And so I'm hoping that we'll get some direction from Mark today on how we will slowly start opening the office back up. So I'll get back to you on that. All right, and so the other thing I wanted to share with you, let me share a different screen, is let's go here. All right, so can you guys see I'm in the VAC? Okay, so last Friday, we got a new marketing piece from the marketing department. And if you're in the VAC, you're gonna go to the resources tab. You'll scroll down into marketing, and then there's a new button here for Virtual Marketing Center. And so the point of this Virtual Marketing Center is that it's supposed to help you get all those virtual things done. Remember, last week we were talking about virtual open houses and how do we do it and all of those things. Well, we've partnered with a company who will help build all of these things for you. So there's 2 different ways you can do it. you can say, I have the photos or the videos, just put it together for me, and the prices start at $60. Or I need photography or videography, and you'll click that way, and then you'll choose a list of a menu of items to go through. Do you want a virtual tour? Do you want a 3D tour, aerial photography, etc.? So I will say, I've been through this menu of items, and they're kind of pricey. So I'm just going to show you real quickly. The starter package for 10 photos is $129.95. So to me already, if I think our average out here is about 150 for 30 or so photos. I'm feeling like this company is pretty out there in their prices. But if you have no clue where to start and you want to get some scripts written, or maybe you want to have some of your photos enhanced, or maybe you want to have drone photography done, it's an option for you. So what is your feedback on that? Anybody? Let's see.
I use Tom Barnett to do my photos, and he includes kind of a slideshow of the pictures to music that's very easily uploaded. And for, you know, a normal size home, anything under about 3,000 square feet, he's at about $150, and has them to you either later in the day or the next day.
Yeah, I agree. That when I saw this, I'm not trying to poo-poo it, but I am gonna be honest with you. It's very expensive. So maybe if you have a high-end listing, this would be reasonable, but I feel like for what we can get in the Valley, it's not reasonable. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Shannon, I have a question. Is this?
I was going to say that you can probably even add some of those special things, and he's not that expensive. I mean, because he'll do drone, he'll do other stuff.
Yes. Veronica?
The question I had was, is this the program that Maria Hill was speaking to us about at last week's meeting, where she said there was going to be a new program? I didn't realize there was a cost involved in it, but is this the same program she was talking about, where they were taking still videos and still photos and making a video for you? Is this that program?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And so I think if you already had the photos in your possession and then you needed to make a video, you'd probably do the the one that started at $60 instead, and take it from there.
Okay. Do you know if that's also going to be branded like Videolicious, so you can't use it from the MLS?
No, they'll all be non-branded. I'm sure just like most photographers, they'll give you one with and one without.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. The other thing I wanted to mention is I'm still working with the other 3 offices on our virtual caravan. And so I wanted to give you an idea of what we are intending to put together. So just to give you, thank you, Adrian, for sending in your video. So this this YouTube page, BHHS CA Temecula Valley, we will pretty it up because marketing is going to help us with a background. But on a weekly basis, what we'd like to do is have our video walkthroughs here so that all 4 offices can join us for a virtual caravan. Can you guys see my YouTube channel right now that I'm looking at? I can't see your heads, so someone's got to say yes.
It says created playlist.
Okay, so if I do this.
Oh, there you go.
Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Oops.
We can see it.
Now, can you hear the music?
In the beginning, you can hear it now. Not anymore.
Okay. So I just put this one together very quickly on Shenandoah, and my intention was it is my listing, but to go through the virtual caravan with all the other offices, I would just simply speak about this property. It's 2463 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms in Audie Murphy Ranch. It has upgraded quartz countertops in all of the bathrooms. And of course, as you know, Audie Murphy Ranch has a number of amenities for the homeowners, which would include multiple pools, a skate park, and other things. So that's kind of how I would go through it. Now, you can do, I'm going to fast forward through this. You could also do an actual video walkthrough, like this one that Adrian did. And this one's a little long. Huh?
Actually, Adam did it.
Okay, Adam and Adrian did it. And so I love this version because then you guys can be on the screen and talk about it. And it's so much better than looking at a slideshow of the photos, isn't it? Because now we could see the lighting, we can see the flooring. We just needed to be a little shorter. So why don't you guys tell us about this listing since I have it up, one of you.
Okay, so this is a house in Canyon Hills, Lake Elsinore, and it's actually, even though it's in Lake Elsinore, it's in the Menifee School District. It's 2533 square feet. It's got 4 bedrooms and 3 baths with a downstairs bedroom. The backyard that you're looking at now is just totally landscaped. It's got a huge patio with 3 sections to it, like a play area section and a seating section, and then an area that they use for barbecuing. And they've got all these planter beds, so they're growing flowers and berries and grapes and vegetables. It's pretty mixed there. You can see it's not a huge backyard, but they have definitely put it to good use. It does have a downstairs bedroom. It has, the bathroom downstairs is a 3/4 bath with a big walk-in shower. It has zoned air conditioning, so the downstairs and upstairs you control separately. It's an open floor plan, granite counters, tons of cupboards. One nice thing about this builder, I've got to say, they allow for storage. They're ready for real people. It's got this pantry right off the kitchen. And then after this, he's going to show you this huge laundry room, which has a sink in it. It's got shelving. It has room for a freezer if you wanted to put it in the laundry room. What else downstairs? Oh, the flooring downstairs is tile, this wood look tile or carpet in the, just in the family room area. It's a 3-car garage.
You could see how this gets to be really long if I keep going. You could keep going for 6 minutes.
Yeah. So that's the bonus room upstairs, the master. Oh, it does go 6 minutes, huh? Do you want to keep going or you want to stop?
Yeah, we'll stop for now because I just wanted to give you guys a preview. Like, this is what we're looking for. Either you use the Videolicious like I did or do an actual walkthrough. Try to keep it under 2 minutes, and you don't even have to talk because you can talk through it when it's your turn to present the property. What do you guys think about doing it this way?
Now, I'd like Adam to comment, but if it's a very big house, I guess you'd have to cut things out because otherwise you make people kind of dizzy if you walk around really.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah,
you have to pan kind of slowly.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe you would do the most important, like, of course, the kitchen, family rooms, the backyard, the master first. I don't know. I'm just trying to go by, Palm Springs has been doing this for about a month now with great success for all of the desert area offices, and they generally have about 15 last week that they did, and if 15 times 2 minutes each, or if we went to 5 minutes, you guys would be bored out of your mind and you'd leave. So, or I know I wouldn't want to sit through all that. So 2 minutes I think is probably good enough. But what is your thought?
Well, the other thing I'd like to say is that now I'm not familiar with Android phones, but Adam recorded this on an iPhone, and iPhones are I mean, it takes practice, but you can trim the videos and start and stop and trim them and put together pretty easily a video in iMovie. But it does, people with big fingers, it's a little hard to do, but it just takes practice. And, you can always save and start again. So if you screw it up, so.
Isn't there some we don't have to be experts.
Shannon, we can't.
You can't hear me?
We can hear you
Oh,
now.
okay. We don't have to be experts, in the beginning, it's just going to be our 4 offices, and we're all learning something new here. So it's just about trying to get more eyeballs on our listings. Eventually, I want to invite maybe one at a time, an outside agent, for them to show one of their listings. And then I want that agent, of course, to see all of ours. So it's going to be, I hope it works out to be something that we do all the time. But that also means I'm challenging some of you who don't have a video necessarily to do it. But Thomas puts together those virtual tours, and that would be acceptable too, as long as we kept it under 2 minutes. You guys can talk over those virtual tours too. So that will work for Jill and Kim. I know you guys use him a lot. All right. So let's talk about Mark Stark yesterday was talking about, knowing our inventory and especially new listings and things like that. Let me close this. Oh, shoot. Forgive me. I wanted to go to the MLS and I didn't have it loaded first. So I'm going to log in real quick. All right, so we used to have an escrow company in town that would provide us with a list of new homes. If they had single story, like all of this legwork for us, and they've not been providing that lately. So I wanted to just point out the next best resource for us. Once you log into the MLS here, you can just go to New Home Source, and I believe you can type in an area you want to look for new homes. And then here are the list of communities available to you. So hopefully this will be helpful for you. This is another additional source of inventory. Most do, but not all the new home developments put their listings on the MLS. So if you're going to be showing these properties, you must at this moment make an appointment with the developer so that you can do these social distancing and just be a one-on-one with the salesperson. Has anybody used this to find, or anybody seen this before? I know I've recommended it to a couple of people.
Adam and I actually used it last fall when we were we had a walk-in, or when we had the floor, we had a call from someone and they wanted to see houses, and we actually got a sale out of it.
That's nice. Yeah, the only thing that's really missing here is it doesn't, compared to the spreadsheets we used to get from the escrow company, is how much commission they're offering. So obviously you'll have to call ahead of time, and if there's single stories, because that seems to be important. But that's part of our work when a buyer hires us anyway, is to go out and find that house for them. So if we have to call through 10 different communities to find out which ones have single stories, then I think it's definitely worth it. We're earning our money for sure.
We used it to narrow down the communities, and then when we found ones we liked, we then went to that community's website to get more information.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about new listings. Let me go here. Hopefully you guys are still following me and seeing what I'm seeing.
Yep, looks good.
Yes, coming over clear.
Thank you. Okay, so we have some new listings. Whoa, they're all sold. So it looks like Amsterdam, is that still available?
It is.
Tell us about it.
It's really clean, super clean, 1,720 something square feet. Single story, 3 bedrooms, easy maintenance front yard. That's the like family room, kitchen. It's all hard surface floors, no carpet in the house at all. It is that little bit funky floor plan with the wall in the middle. So there's 2 separate like living room, family room areas, but that wall can come out. Kitchen's like really cute. Granite's beautiful. Tile backsplash. It's formal dining area. It's the funniest chair ever.
Nice furniture.
That's a double-sided fireplace that goes into the living room and the family room. And,
They must like the Minnesota Vikings.
right? All the bathrooms have been upgraded with kind of fun things. That's an office right off the front entry, which is kind of cool. Can be a 4th bedroom. It's a master bedroom with sliding glass door out to the back. And that's the master bath. It's all been upgraded as well.
What year was this built?
99. So the taxes are super low. The special assessments are only like less than 150 a month. I mean, a year. Sorry. Backyard, super clean, nice patio cover. It's all single stories in the neighborhood, so it's really private. We're only at 424,000.
Wow, that's a great price.
Close to Lake Skinner, French Valley Elementary and Park.
Nice. All right.
That's about it, but it's super nice. We've gotten a few showings, but no offers surprisingly yet. I think it might be the chair.
No, I don't think so. All right. Donna, you want to talk about your Warner Springs property? Is this a relist?
That's, yeah, we cross property. I did that as a land listing.
Right,
So
I forgot.
Yeah, it's the same one. Still available, 77.5 acres. The single wide mobile has 433 certification. It has the well that feeds the house and then a wellhead down at the bottom of the property. So if you wanted to plant a grove or something down there. It used to be a horse ranch, so there's a barn that needs some work, but it has some stalls. And it's about a mile down a dirt road. So that's, you know, kind of maybe tough for people who aren't used to living in the country, and the mobile needs a little, was a single man that owned his getaway. So it needs some tender love and care, but it's it's workable. So, and then it has a huge pad on it. If you wanted to build your house, you could live in the mobile while you're building the house and then use the mobile for a caretaker property or what have you. It has a lot of potentials. It's zoned A70 for agriculture. There's a lot of wineries and olive groves out in the area. So the ground is good for that. And then the animal designation is 0, which means you could have cattle, sheep, horses, what have you, if you wanted to do it that way as a ranch. So, and you know, for sellers,
yeah.
So.
So Donna has this listed in 2 different locations, and I want to point this out, that this is allowed to do because a lot of the value on this particular property is in the land. She also has it listed in residential, right? Or mobile. Right. Yeah. So because it falls in 2 categories that will work, she can do that. If you also have a listing that is for sale or for lease, you could have it something like that as well. So keep that in mind just to get more eyeballs on your listings. And you can always call the association if you are not positive and they can confirm, yes, you could do it. So she didn't put it on until 6 days ago in the land area, but it's been in the residential the entire time.
Yeah, and I did call to confirm that, you know, with the office, my main concern was the days on the market, showing it at 6. So I just referenced that it was originally listed under residential, under the private notes for anybody that had any questions.
Awesome. Anybody else want me to show any of their other listings? I was just looking at new ones here.
Yes, please.
Which one?
The San Benito in Carlsbad.
Here we go.
Is it on there? There
Yes.
she is. Yeah, this is, it's gorgeous. It's a block and a half from Carlsbad State Beach, manufactured home built in 77. So no problems with the financing. Completely renovated. It's in a 55 plus community with 8 different lakes throughout the park. There's a year-round heated swimming pool. The kitchen's all upgraded. It's great for entertaining, nice big rooms. We're at 199 right now, which is somewhat flexible. And they are just ready to go. They'll take an offer. They've identified another property. We're in escrow on that one, so we need to get this sold.
Do they allow Airbnb in that area?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay,
That would be the ideal thing to do. They've
right.
talked about renting it out, and they can't do it. But very resort feel to it. It's very upscale, but and you can't beat the location.
I know you can't even do a long-term rental like a year, an annual lease.
No, unfortunately.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
I could get a tenant in there, and I get phone calls on this every day. I get calls on it. It's the land lease that's holding everybody up.
Right.
But there's
All
a
right.
party on the street that is not as nice, not nearly, but their land lease is $2,400 a month. So almost makes $1,800 seem like a bargain. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any other buyer needs or listings coming that you guys want to chat about? Nope. Let's go over the stats real quick then. In the last 7 days, in the Temecula Valley, which includes Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Lake Elsinore, and Wildomar, we had 141 new listings come on the market. We had 247 transactions begin, so go into pending. We had 136 homes closed, 25 canceled, 23 put on hold, and once again, no expireds. So there's no need to even, expireds, if you're working expireds right now, they should be 6-month-old expireds, because in the last 4 weeks, we have had nothing expire. So that just shows us everybody's holding on. And from what I've been hearing on many market updates, is people aren't reducing prices either. They're just hanging on and waiting it out, because there's just not enough inventory right now. So the last thing I want to remind everybody, if you have anybody graduating this year, the scholarship deadline for the Association of Realtors is Monday, the 18th at 4 p.m. The application's on SRCAR's website. They can be your kid or your grandkid. And if you, obviously you're in our association, so they give preferential treatment to relatives of realtors. So go and take advantage of that if you haven't already. And that's all for me. Do you guys have any updates for everybody else? Don't forget to read your book for the book club.
I don't have an update. I'm just wondering, I'm paranoid about missing out on my errors and omissions. When is it due and who do we pay?
I sent an email out on that about a week ago. I'll resend it out. You're going to be paying your E&O to the corporate office. Brandon is the one in charge. So I'll resend that email out. For those that were not Tarbell agents previously, Berkshire will be sending you an invoice on June 1st. So you can kind of wait for that. But the Tarbell agents, I sent you all an email a week ago, and I'll resend it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shannon?
Jody? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to take up time, but I'll make it really quick. I do have a new buyer. He was actually a past client about 18 years ago. And he is looking for something. He doesn't want to go over 350. He's a vet, and he was in the military, and he can look at, he's not going to find anything Temecula, but he's willing to go out to Hemet, San Jacinto, prefer like Menifee. But with that price, you know, it's tough. So if anybody has something coming up, we may go New Home. I'm not sure. But anyway, I won't be able to show him until next Sunday or Monday.
What price again?
Up to 350. He's already been talking to his lender, and I think he should be pre-approved anytime.
Perfect. Awesome. Anybody else? You guys are so chatty today. Just can't take it. All right, then. Have a great week. I'm here for you on the phone, in person or virtually if you want to Zoom with me. If you want to learn how to do the Videolicious videos for virtual tours, Chris is teaching that class tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So it's on the weekly calendar, but he always has the same link. So if you have an old link, just click on it at 2 o'clock and he'll show you how to do it. It's once you do it once, it's pretty easy. I did mine in less than 2 minutes before the meeting started today. So that's how easy it is. I promise you, you can do it.
So we get that no charge, or there
no
is
charge.
subscription? No charge.
No charge.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you've not logged into Videolicious, or if you have the app already on your phone and you are, if they ask you to pay for it, delete the app, don't pay for anything, go through Berkshire Hathaway's Resource Center, and then go to the marketing section. But Chris will teach you guys how to do that and show you how to do it the free way, because we take care of that for you. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. It's so good to see you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.